Let's talk about bolt carrier groups. Hey everyone, Dylan Schumacher, Citadel Defense, and this is going to be the review of the BootLeg bolt carrier group. Now, I have had the BootLeg bolt carrier group on my rifle for quite some time, a couple years at this point. My buddies got it for me for my birthday a couple years ago, and I've been running it ever since. And I gotta be honest, I've definitely did a very quick 180 on this, because when I originally got it or heard about it, I kind of thought, I don't know, that feels kind of like gimmicky. Like, does it really make a difference? And let me tell you, it 100% makes a difference. I highly recommend the BootLeg bolt carrier group. So let's go through it and kind of talk about why. So this is the BootLeg bolt carrier group. And where all the magic happens, and I hope you're gonna be able to see this, I know this is kind of covered in lube here, but where all the magic happens is right here. So this is a 4-part selector switch that allows you to select the setting of the bolt carrier group, right? So right now there's 2 suppressed settings and then 2 unsuppressed settings. And because of the way this sits, right, you can activate it from the port of the rifle, right? So when the dust covers down, you can just stick your multi-tool in here and you can change it. So there's like full suppress, right, which is gonna bleed off the most gas possible. Oh, hold on, I gotta see if I can adjust this here. All right, sorry, it does work, just a little bit harder to do on camera. So full suppressed, pointing all the way towards the S, right, is gonna bleed off the most gas possible. Then there's the second setting, which is the one that I use most often, which is, suppressed setting number 1, maybe, I don't know, let's call it. Then there's unsuppressed setting number 1, right? And then there's full unsuppressed, where it's gonna feed the most gas back in there, right? So like I said, I'm usually leaving it for this particular rifle, right? I've tuned it to be that, the unsuppressed setting number, or suppressed setting number 1. And it helps ride the gun smoother. It really does bleed off gas. And it does so in a smoother fashion. I have shot my gun with the can off on the suppressed setting, and the gun doesn't cycle, right? The gun won't cycle. It's really bleeding off that much gas that it won't cycle if you don't have a can on there, right? So I found this to be very, very effective in keeping the gun really flat. It is $200, the bolt carrier group here, which, if you're gonna buy a quality bolt carrier group, is gonna cost that anyway. So I don't really see the big deal. I think a BCM maybe goes for like 160, 170, something like that. So for a little bit more money, you get a very effective, much better bolt carrier group. I did reach out to BootLeg to see if I could sell these, and they never got back to me. So I don't know, BootLeg, if you ever watch this, I would love to sell these. I think they're that cool. The bolt face and bolt head here, the actual bolt, this is just a normal bolt. So you can swap out any bolt here, and this should come out. The disassembly and stuff is a little bit proprietary-ish, but again, it's gonna interface with a real bolt, so you really don't have too many problems. I'm a big fan of this bolt carrier group. Like I said, it does what it says it's gonna do. And I was just super surprised by that. In my, I don't know, 3,000 rounds of shooting, something like that. I haven't really been keeping track how many I've been running through here. But like I said, I've had it for a long time, and it's performed very well. In fact, I used to have this in a BCM upper, and I had it on full suppressed setting then, ran great. And then when I got this upper here, this is a focus arm shooting upper, I had to change it because this upper isn't as overgassed as a BCM upper. So I had to adjust it to bleed off a little less gas, or a little more gas, excuse me. No, a little less gas. Man, I'm struggling today. Because this system was more properly gassed, so there wasn't as much over gas, right? So it needed to take away less gas because I had it on full suppressed setting and I was getting hiccups. Every once in a while I get like a failure to eject, failure to feed. And so I changed the gas setting and boom, that fixed it. So if you, especially if you have like a really overgassed gun, just to be able to come in here and drop this in, and then again, you can tune your gassing, I think is really good. So if you have like some, not that this would make a whole lot of sense, but like a PSA rifle that's like way overgassed, right? You drop this in there, that is probably going to solve your problems, right? Or if you have some rifle that's struggling with suppression because it's just over gas and it's kicking way too much back at you, you drop this thing in there and you crank it on to full suppression, that's probably going to fix your problem. I've been a really, really big fan. It also doesn't make you eat nearly as much gas, right? Because the gas is coming out these ports here on the side, right? So it's coming out the side of your gun through the ejection port and not back into your face through the charging handle. So again, for comfort, for actual functionality, I have nothing but wonderful things to say about the BootLeg bolt carrier group. And if you can afford it, I would tell you to get it. I don't plan on running anything else in my serious use rifles, right? Like my rifles that I'm gonna grab and go do stuff with. This is what I want in there because it's just that good, that effective. I don't ever want to shoot unsuppressed anymore. And this just does a great job of balancing out the gas. So I hope that's helpful. I hope that's a glowing enough recommendation for you. Go ahead and get yourself one. Do brave deeds and endure.